Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a bit of a sketchbook adventure. It has been a very long time since I have sketched on a regular basis, and I seem to have fallen into a trap of only drawing when I'm doing an entire finished piece. This isn't the best practice for a few reasons. One, I have definitely fallen into a bit of a rut artistically. I kind of keep doing the same thing over and over again without really branching out and trying anything new. And that is leading to stagnation and just being overall dissatisfied with my art. So I want to start sketching again. And not only that, but just sketching different things and sketching pretty regularly. And maybe even fill up a sketchbook for the first time in 3 years, because yeah, it's been 3 years. Ugh, it's so bad. But anyway, I got some really cool supplies in a Palettefull Packs box, which I actually made a video for on their channel. You can check that up in the little eyeball thing. But anyway, I got sent these really cool pencils, and they're carbon based. And I just really enjoyed sketching with them. And they also sent me this sketchbook as well. And I have been keeping rather large sketchbooks, and I have only been getting nice mixed media or watercolor sketchbooks. And I think that the type of sketchbook that I've been getting is putting a lot of pressure on myself to create beautiful watercolor pieces on every page. And that, I think, has given me sketching anxiety or sketchbook anxiety, if such a thing exists. So when I got this tiny little sketchbook, it's 4x6 and it has just run-of-the-mill paper inside. It's really only good for sketching. If I tried to do any kind of wet media in this, I'm sure it would fall apart. And I feel a lot less intimidated by this sketchbook. It actually has more pages than my regular sketchbooks do, but I feel like I can maybe even fill this one up, especially because of its size. So I'm actually a few pages in already. I did some sketching for the Palettefull Packs video, and I've just been having fun creating sketches, and it feels good to say that. That feels really cool. So I still kind of needed help with the idea side of things, because I definitely have that thing where I open up a sketchbook and I'm like, oh my god, what do I draw? So luckily I went to the good old Instagram and I asked you guys what I should draw, and I didn't even let myself think. I would just look at one and draw it. So the first one that I'm drawing now is Medusa. That was just the prompt, was Medusa. So I wanted to draw a modern Medusa, and I feel like she would wear cool aviator sunglasses to prevent people from turning to stone. And I also wanted to draw some cute snakes because I don't think I've ever drawn snakes at all. So I looked at a few pictures of snakes and just doodled those as well. They're really fun. They're just little noodles with cute puppy faces, and it was fun to explore their just noodle body shapes. And then from there, I did a little bit of shading. You can see with the portrait of Medusa, I did that shading with the carbon pencils. And then I'm doing the other sketches with just a regular drafting pencil. Another thing that I think that's been holding me back from sketching is that I really only have super fine pointed pencils, 0.5 millimeter pencils, and they're all really light in color. I really like to use super light sketches because that's how I do my final pieces. I sketch with a very light color, and then when I color on top of it with watercolors, the sketch disappears, and I like that. But those kind of pencils aren't the best for sketching because, for one, they're really small. So they're great for details, but they're not great for actually drawing out something, especially doing something quick, because just the lead is so tiny. It's hard to get really broad or really thick strokes. And another thing is that because the color is so light, even if I push down really hard, I don't get dark lines at all, and I don't get a lot of contrast. And I feel with oh my gosh, can I talk? I feel with sketching especially, being able to do it fast and being able to get a lot of different values in are really important. So I just have not really had access to the best sketching materials. So these pencils have really changed like the way that I sketch, I guess, because they are thicker, they're broader, and especially with the carbon pencils, you can see I can get really, really dark values, and that is pretty cool and really fun. So this next little drawing that I'm doing is a butterfly fairy. That was another suggestion. And I wanted to look at monarch butterfly wings because I feel like I always draw the same kind of like fairy wing, and I wanted to actually draw like a monarch butterfly wing, not just like a generic butterfly wing. So I spent some time looking at pictures of monarchs, and they're so beautiful. Oh my gosh. I still don't think I got their wings quite? Oh my gosh, I really can't talk today. Whoa. I still don't think I got their wings quite right, but they definitely look better than I usually do, especially the shape. I feel like I got the shape down pretty nicely. So yeah, I wanted to draw her facing back, like with their back facing to the camera too, because I often draw, when I do like figures, I often draw them like just head on, like facing the viewer. And I thought it'd be fun to like put more emphasis on her back and her wings instead. And I think she came out cute. This is also a friendly hippie reminder that if you have a garden, it's a good idea to plant flowers that pollinators love. I'll list a list in the description or send a website your way, but you can buy mixes at any kind of store that sells seeds that are great for pollinators that will welcome them into your garden. And yeah, they're really lovely. I bought a packet for myself and they sprouted some really beautiful flowers. I unfortunately don't have a ton of pollinators in my area, but I do have some monarchs and I do have some nice bumblebees. So it's really lovely to just like look out my window and see them just kind of like bumbling along and doing their thing and sitting on my flowers. So yeah, I would highly recommend. It's very nice to see them there. Now, this next sketch that I'm working on, I didn't expect to spend as much time on it as I did. I think I spent a good half hour on this guy, but the next prompt was octopus, and I was like, cool, I'll just draw a little octopus. And then I started looking up pictures of octopodes, and they are really interesting creatures. I could honestly spend all day looking at these guys and trying to figure out how their legs work and how their bodies work, and I just had an absolute blast drawing them myself. I loved drawing their curly legs and even their eyes and the way that their head shape. I loved every part of drawing them, and I actually fill up the whole second page with different sketches of octopodes. Some I did on my own, some I did with reference. This guy was definitely done with a reference because when I thought about like drawing an octopus, I could only think about doing like a really cartoony octopus, and I wanted to do something that had a bit more realism to it. Not saying that this is like totally realistic, but I wanted at least the proportions right, and I wanted to be able to shade him too. And just octopi are weird, and like their bodies, I'm really glad that someone suggested I draw octopus, because it was just really interesting to kind of like deconstruct how they're made. They basically have like their bulbous head and like two little eye stalks, and then their legs are like, they almost look like a wet sheet in water. If you've ever like dunked like a piece of cloth in water, it has like a weight to it, but it still feels very light. At least that's kind of like what I saw and what I wanted to kind of replicate. But they're just really interesting to look at, and I now want to do like an entire painting of an octopus just because I had a lot of fun drawing them, and I think it'd be cool to add color and like see, because like their legs also have this like cool translucency to them, and just, I don't know, they're fun. I fell in love with drawing this little octopus dude. I want to give him a name. Let me know if you have a name for my octopus dude. But just, it was so cool. It was so fun to draw. And of course, they're little like suction cups. Are they suction cups? Those are cool too because they're on like one specific side of the tentacle part, and being able to like, I don't even know how to explain, but like just the way that their legs like flip up and you can see like the underside of their suction cups just looks really aesthetically pleasing to me. And I'm really glad that I could capture that too and kind of make these legs look more three-dimensional. And yeah, it was challenging for sure because, I mean, how the heck do these even work? But it was fun to break down the octopus into shapes and just kind of build him up from there. And then from there, I just started doodling more octopus dudes in different poses, again, like with the butterfly, different angles, just to get like a better feel of, you know, what they look like and if I could reconstruct them without looking at a reference, which is what this guy here is. He is just kind of a guy that I doodled, and then this one up here, I was trying to like get a feel for what he would look like if you just like picked him up out of the water, because like their legs, I know their legs are like muscular and they can move them all around, but the way that they just look so weightless in the water, and I thought that was funny. I think that one on the end kind of looks like a little ghost or something, and I think octopi in general kind of look like water ghosts, because they're like, their legs just kind of like trail all over the place, and they're just like, I don't know, they're like creepy water ghosts. And this little guy that I'm drawing right now in the bottom half of the paper, I think is my favorite little octopus. I just think he turned out really cute, and I love his little legs. I think like, it seems like he's going like, yeah! And I don't know, he's just cute, and I love him, and he's my favorite. And after I drew him, I was done with the whole spread, and that was it. I had just so much fun sketching, and I think I'm going to be doing this every day as a warm-up, either drawing random things or drawing some still lives, stuff around my apartment, and drawing more from life. I just really want to start sketching again, and I hope you guys liked this video and liked watching me sketch some weird stuff. Let me know if you would like more of these videos, because it was really easy to make, and since I'll be doing a lot of these, I figured maybe I could make this into a little series. Maybe some days I could like focus on one specific thing I want to sketch. I'm not sure, but if you guys like these kind of sketching, talky, rambly videos, let me know. I may even do like a real-time one where I kind of like walk you through my sketching process. Let me know what you guys think about that. But yeah, that's gonna be all for me for this video. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!